here. If you're here for any of these names or addresses at the end, we can address it. Sharon Hall, 602 South Central, 6005. William Oliver, 319 West Jasper, 15321. HM Properties, 105 East Prairie, 8692. Misty Walkup, 401 South Newton, 12307. Joseph Irwin, 123 West Jasper, 6745. Quentin Stitch, 126 North Harrison, 7942. Michelle Zilovets, 306 North Benton, 16292. And Barbara Bushman, 202 East Union, 7494. Is anyone here for those? Entertain a motion to disconnect.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unsafe buildings.
The first one is 222 East North Street, Michael and Tina Goodman. And when we were here in October, they were working on finding some siding that matched, that was going to be in today.
Got to call at 5:45 this evening, but Menards has it in stock. So we can go and pick it up, and let's hope that the weather holds enough, because if you try to hammer in on siding and it's too cold, it will shatter it. So we're hoping to get it up before it gets much colder.
I had on my list repair or replace the roof, the tarped area on your roof, repair the missing siding on the south side of the house, and finish the siding on the northeast side of the dog pit.
The siding,
So the two things are the siding.
the two things for the siding, we just got the siding.
Uh-huh.
And the roof is 90% done. We knew we was gonna have to sister in tear down to two of the trusses. And by tearing into it, we ended up having to replace 8 of the trusses instead of just 2. So we've got all of it retrussed. We've got new plywood on top of it, and we're up to the tar paper on top of that. So weather permitting, hopefully we can have that completed. So if we can get another 30 days, and hoping that the weather will allow us to get it finished. And we also, just before it comes up anywhere else, we have removed half of the 3/4 of the siding above that roof, because that was part of the reason the roof went bad. The bottom corner of the window was leaking and we couldn't tell it. The rain was getting into the roof. That's what rotted the roof out. So we had to tear out a section and plywood the outside, and we're putting new siding up there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. They've been doing quite a bit of work in the last few days.
So my husband took a week off of work to be able to do it. We've been trying our darndest for the last week and a half to complete as much as possible, and if you guys know anybody that knows anything about metal roofing that would be willing to advise us, we would be glad to listen.
I'll make a motion that we move this to the December meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I do have one question on the debris that we've taken off. Where can we dispose of that? Like just the wood part of it. The shingles I'm not worried about, we've already taken care of that. But the plywood that was up there, the original wood, which was not treated lumber, this house was built in 1880. So can I burn it in my fire pit? And I've got a huge,
See, I would say you probably could. Yeah.
okay, so I wanted to check before.
Because taking it out to the thing if it's got nails and stuff in it, they'd prefer not to have that out
Right,
there.
and that's kind of why I'd rather burn it right there with permission, that way we can take care of the nails ourselves, but I wanted to make sure that I did okay.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
The next one is 419 West Jasper Street, Tiffany Hood. All right, and wait a second. Let me go to the letter here. You were to remove the junk and debris around the exterior of the house, and you're going to call the town hall to arrange for John Schwartz. Finish replacing the siding or repainting the area where the siding is missing, and you were going to replace broken and damaged windows. So let's talk about those in order. The remove junk and debris.
I got the tire all cleared up, got the window, the door. I put that in the garage because we're going to use it. And I got some of the tree limbs away from that deck part. I just gotta get it mowed. Or pretty much going to go in this mower, get that down. The windows, I got 2 more to put in. I'm going to do those as soon as possible. And also, I got some of the house painted too.
How much?
The way the front is.
He's done quite a bit in the backyard. I think he put it all in the garage. I'm not for sure.
No, I didn't put it all in the garage. I burned some of the wood and stuff that I had that burning pit. That showed you.
There's a lot done in the back. But he's still got a lot of painting to do, but
Yes, I do.
don't think he's gonna get that done this year.
It's going to take me a little bit to get the house increasingly painted.
I don't remember. Do you already have the 2 windows to put in?
Yeah, I do. I just got to get a hold of a friend of mine that knows someone that would help me put the windows in.
You have them already, or you just
Yeah,
gonna
I
let
got
us
them.
dig it up?
No, I got them.
Okay.
I just gotta get a hold of them to put it in.
So we still have yard to clean up, painting to do, and windows to put in.
I
Is
understand
Is
that.
that the 3 things?
I understand that.
Okay. Did we talk about putting on this?
I do have one put in on the one facing towards the road. I got that one put in. So that one's done.
Which one?
On the facing the road, the north,
You put in one window.
yeah. I just haven't got a chance to put in the other ones,
Yeah.
the other 2.
When can you get more of the yard cleaned up and the windows
I
in?
can get that cleaned up tomorrow.
Haven't you kind of been telling us that for a while?
I've been helping a friend of mine do tree work and picking up stuff. And I've been working with him, and it's sort of been kind of hard trying to get,
Say by the pictures, it looked like you have done some work, so that's a
Yes,
good
sir.
thing. Yep. I think we have been talking about a fine also for not meeting the completion date. If you continue to do work, I would be in favor of extending it another 30 days, but the fine is still sitting there in
yes, sir,
in
I
restitution.
will
Yep.
I will do it.
Yep. So the windows need to be done and the yard needs to be cleaned up if you can come at the next meeting.
Okay.
I make that motion.
Second?
All in
In favor? Aye.
That's December 15th.
Okay. A day after my birthday.
The next one is 502 South Newton Street, Joe Deal. When we were here last time, you were gonna cover the damaged front steps with a deck, which will require a building permit. You were going to repair or replace the roof. You were going to repair the wood trim on the remaining windows. You were gonna finish repairing the brick or stucco, and you were going to trim or abate the weeds and overgrown grass. So, let's go through these
The
in order.
pictures were taken yesterday, Susan.
About the covering the damaged front steps, anything on that? Okay. How about the repair or replace the roof?
It's not completed yet,
Did you start it?
no. Yes.
Okay.
And then the tuck pointing is not
He was tuck pointing this afternoon. I haven't seen him there any other time in the last month, but you can see in them pictures, there's a lot of tuck pointing that needs to be done. Window frames.
Okay, how about The window trim?
Yes, I still have to do the window.
And how about the weeds and the tall grass?
The weeds are,
That's done.
Okay. And one more thing. Okay. Weeds done. How much more time do you think it would take to finish all of those things?
maybe another, well, I'm gonna try to do it by the 15th of December. But for the stairs, I was wondering if I could switch it to putting stone over the stairs, so patching the stone with cement and then
You guys will have to chime in on that.
Wanting to do what?
I want to do, instead of that deck that I want to do wraps around the house.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think I can get that done by the 15th. I want to,
When I look at the pictures John got here, you know, all the tuck pointing, all the bad windows that are rotted out and that sort of thing, it looks like to me you got 3 months of work on that or more full-time working on it. So, you know, trying to get it, say it's gonna be done by the 15th,
And it has been.
not realistic. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
like pick one or two things for the 15th.
I think the roof's a pretty big concern, looking at that picture.
what's your plans? What are you wanting to do? It doesn't seem like you're working very hard at it. You're coming down one day a week or some scenario. What are you wanting to do with the house? I mean, is it still gonna be one day a month or some scenario that you're doing of activity or?
no, I was going to try to do the weekends, so 2 days a week.
You know, and winter's coming in here, so you're gonna be very limited of what you can do there. Is there one thing you can give us that you'll have complete by the 15th?
The tuck point.
Okay.
And the windows
Okay.
and the stairs.
Did look like you got the yard cleaned up. Looked like you might have done some painting. That definitely made some improvement.
Those three?
Pointing in the windows?
That's what he said.
And the stairs, or is that longer?
I think I could do the stairs by the 15th.
Okay,
But the stairs with the bricks, not the.
not the deck.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we move to the December meeting with those things.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Last one is 535 South Central Avenue. And I believe they have cleaned up the yard. What the letter said to do was meet with John to identify the remaining junk and debris around the exterior that needed to be removed. They had reported earlier that NIPSCO still hasn't been out, but that's on NIPSCO's time.
Yeah.
So, John?
Everything looked good today?
We can release?
Been-
We can release?
Yes.
Okay.
As we discussed earlier, the NIPSCO, there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
We had something in the tree away from everything, so.
Okay.
Make a motion to release.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And that's all I had. I don't know if John has anything else.
Oh, yes, I do.
Do you have any questions for us?
We don't have to call you guys in next week?
No.
No.
Nope.
That would be all then.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know if this pertains to any of that, but I've checked the bathrooms 4 times in the last week, and the doors have been locked all the time. Are they supposed to be? Yeah.
We agreed on
We were told
a,
not to, that it needed to be locked November through, what, March?
yeah.
So we did a thorough cleaning, and then Dustin said, don't open it anymore after last.
Somebody can have to check it once in a while, make sure the heat's on, or, you know, there's water in there.
The water heater. I haven't been back up since we did that, but like, there's heat in there.
I was going to say, somebody needs to check to make sure the heat's on,
Yeah, okay, yeah.
because if it goes off,
We,
it'd be a
we
problem.
can go up there and check that periodically, make sure it's still.
Okay, so,
Yeah, it's good.
the lights at the basketball court, I don't know whose that is, but one of them keeps flashing on and off.
Library, I already notified them of that.
Okay. And we got rid of 4 more vehicles this month.
Good.
One of them's hidden in the backyard. But we'll take care of that later.
Did one arrive back at the old gas station across from Casey's?
I seen that today. I said,
What happened?
there's a car back behind the old gas station. Just where all the other 4 were, I don't know. I just seen it today, so.
Yeah, I didn't see it because I came up through town when I come here.
If you have the contact information with the people from before, find
Yeah.
out what they're doing, where their plans are. Because I marked it down as starting today, so.
Anything else, John?
Well,
Financials, Tina?
All right, at the end of October, in our general fund, we ended with $422,247.36. In our water cash operating, we have $71,855.74. Sewer operating, $319,534.77. And gives us a grand total of $1,958,477.91. I will have transfers at next month's meeting, and I also want everybody to know that, I know you haven't received your utility bills. They went out on November 5th to the post office. She sent them out that evening, and everything that was in the post office that was sent out on November 5th has been lost. So, water bills are still due December 1st. My question to your council is, do we waive late fees if they don't get them within the next, we only got 2 weeks before December 1st? Or do you want to wait?
Is the post office recommending we rescind, or is the post office recommending we wait?
Pardon?
Is the post office recommending we rescind the bills
No.
since they got lost?
No. She said they'll eventually show up, she just don't know when. She's called Indianapolis, and they said they have not received it. So then she got a phone call from Covington Post Office. They were missing packages that were supposed to be coming from Goodland, and they hadn't received them. So she talked to somebody higher up, and they said that whole crate of any mail that went out on November 5th from the Goodland Post Office is missing. We don't know where it's at.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Goodland.
I
Yeah.
think we just go ahead and waive.
I have no problem waiving, but it could be months before they find that
It
crate.
could.
So,
I mean, and I've had lots of people reach out to me within the last 2 weeks asking how much their bill is. People can call me, I can look it up, and I can tell them they can still pay me. They don't need the bill to pay their water bill.
is it a big problem to rescind them?
Yes.
What's the problem?
Because I've already read for the next month, so there's no way to regenerate them.
Damn postage. The pay postage all over again. And then they'd be confused too because they have 2 bills.
My experience is you'll never get them out. They'll never find them. But what? I know what's
Why?
happened with us. What's that? So that means if we don't rebill, or I guess if it's not added on to the next bill,
Which it would be added onto the next bill. They automatically
Okay.
generate
Okay.
the previous
Okay.
balance.
okay.
Could you send out a notice to everybody that just says, hey, some mail was lost, if you wanna know your balance, call?
Well, yeah, but by the time I did that, all of that mail goes to Indianapolis too, and then it has to come back to Goodland.
We'll at least
So
get it
it's
on
gonna be
the
December
page.
1st. I mean,
So-
we posted it on our social media page.
I have no problem with, if it's going out on the next bill, that's fine, and yeah, we should waive
Waive the late
the
fee.
fees, yes.
What I could do in addition is print out that social media post and just post it around town.
Which I have it posted here on the front door.
Okay. So do we need to make a motion to waive the,
Yeah, yes, you can do it now or you can do it then. You
Okay.
can do it in December, either way.
I'll go ahead and make the motion
yep, to waive the late
to
fees?
waive late fees.
Yep, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No Joe tonight?
He is currently waiting on NIPSCO for a gas leak.
Okay. Dylan?
Did you find it?
Yeah.
Where is it?
At home.
Not my home.
No, everybody's safe.
Everybody's good.
Everybody's
Good
safe.
deal.
Neighbors saving neighbors.
24 calls, 9 were handled by the county, 15 by us. I don't know how many of those were public service that I used to report, because it doesn't break it down that way in the new system. And in fact, on my report, it just shows, on the calls, it just shows the calls that I handle. Just before I walked in this room, Jim Large had, which he's the 911 coordinator, he sent me a report that he generated that had those same calls, but it also had all the fire department calls mixed with it. And there was something else, so it wasn't exactly what I needed. So the program that we use, Caliber, they're gonna be up here this week because there's been all kinds of problems with the report side of things plus the CAD side of things. So it's two separate, it's all one program, but it's two separate. This side over here is for report writing, so on all this. CAD's for like your IDACs, all that kind of stuff. And
Is
I
it-
can't use any of that yet.
It's still not populating historical data in there?
And it's still not populating. So when I called Jim Large today, he said, oh yeah, I know how to do that report, I'll send it to you tonight at 6 o'clock. Well, he didn't send it at 6 o'clock, but when he did send it, it's populated with all the fire department calls, and so, but I can't log into my email back here. I can on my phone, but I can't back here because all of a sudden I need a new password. And our IT people are the only ones that can put in a new password for that, so.
Okay.
But anyway, so 11 of those were handled by me, 4 by the deputies. We had 1 arrest, 4 warning tickets.
So is this system common problem to all the towns or just us?
Everybody's having problems with it.
So are they coming to talk to the county or to the individual towns, or they're inviting the towns to the county meeting?
So what they did was, everything was kind of like last minute when they were implementing this. So they had some training sessions in the beginning, and nobody got the information on the training sessions before it was too late. I ended up making 2 out of the 3, but I couldn't make heads or tails out of really what was going on,
Yeah.
you know, with the program. I think what it is, and I'll know that this week, they don't have my credentials set up on the RMS side of things. They don't have them set up right, where I can actually go in and see as an administrator and be able to pull those different reports.
Yeah. But the county's working to make it right.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they will, so that company's out of Georgia, I think. But anyway, he'll be up here this week and hopefully be able to work out issues with it.
Good.
The other night, there was, I turned it on and it clicked, there was a thing with Goodland,
and I clicked on it, and it immediately went to another thing, and I clicked on that, and it went back to Goodland, and it'd only be there for half a second, just clicking back and forth. And since I know about it as much better than my dad, shut it off.
Was that on your phone, your Facebook account or something?
Facebook.
Uh-huh.
They will be able to separate and differentiate once they get it all
Tina?
set up, because Jim's gotta get it.
So when
programmed
Dustin
on his
emailed
side
us,
for
there was no
wall,
attachment. You didn't get
fire, and
anything, did you?
EMS all separately for you. Because we use it,
When Dustin
we
emailed
use
us,
it
there was no
at,
attachment. You
in
didn't get
Tippecanoe County, yeah. And once it's set up, it'll go smoothly, and you'll be able to get the reports. I mean, there's 1,000 different types of reports you
No,
can get.
because I was going
That's
to
the
print that out.
problem.
'Cause I didn't-
Way too
I
much
can tell you,
information.
Not lying.
if we talk later, I can tell you what Jordan tells him to go in and pull out for you if you want.
Well, I just need the call history is all
So
I
I was
need.
gonna print it out and
Yeah.
read it, and then there was
I can,
gonna
I
be-
can I can give you the step-by-step on how to get call history for that. And to go to your agency.
Do you know anything about the Facebook he was talking about?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Is it for the live streaming videos that you're having trouble with?
Me,
Yeah.
I turn it on if the basketball game comes on, I watch it.
Well, maybe I can help you next time it happens. Just let me know.
So I didn't get the attachment from Dustin. Just the guy, you might have to get a copy then.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and move forward, Marita.
For the Harvest Hangout?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to bring up an issue regarding the Harvest Hangout, which is the tenant of the town of Goodland. The fire marshal and our insurance broker, has let us know that they require that the exit signs be updated. Right now, they're just, stickers on the wall, and that's for the entrance and the exit. They need to be replaced with hardwired illuminated exit signs that are lit 24/7. So there's some electrical that needs to be done. And since it's a required safety and code update to the town-owned property, we'd like to ask that the board consider covering the cost of the electrical work and installation.
We already had a quote, right?
Yes, $321.
Okay.
I make a motion that the town takes care of that.
Second?
Or, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I also do have another concern regarding the clock downtown. I've talked to the town guys to please change the time, and they've stated that they can't. But I've also talked to Tina and Tricia, and they have both stated that the town guys have been able to change it in the past. So I was wondering if I can get some assistance with that, please.
Yeah, I'll talk to Dustin and see what we can figure out.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Maureen, right steps?
Yes, so, we would like to request to be able to use part of the room that used to be the senior center, and they are using for, gathering like coffee and cards. They're playing cards once a month. We would like to be able to use the carpet area. Right now, we have, the kids call it the bus, it's a yellow stroller that's really big and holds 6 kids. That is in the room because when the fire marshal came, you have to leave so much leeway in the hallway, and it was too wide. So, we had talked to Tina and asked if we could just put it in the room. It's easy access to be able to get it in and out and take the kids on their walks and things. We would like to be able to have, Ashley is our office manager, sit in that area so that she's at our entrance, so to speak. I would not think that it would interfere whatsoever with coffee drinkers. We would have no reason to touch the appliances and things. Like there's a stove and the sink and what have you. We don't need that at all. We just would like to have an area to have the desk, possibly like a filing cabinet, And then we do have 2 big metal cabinets that are on wheels. They look real nice, they are lockable, and just to have those against the wall. So that we could have a nice entrance area coming in, but not, and it would also lend for intergenerational activities as well, to try to maybe get some of those connections back like we used to do with the senior center.
So will kids have interface with the people in drinking coffee or the ladies in playing cards, or how will that work? Will the kids?
Will kids,
Yeah,
if they are open to that, if the grandmas and grandpas, we call them usually, if they're open to that. If they are not really open to having any interaction with the kids, then no. And typically, they're here like 6 to 6:30-ish, and then they're usually gone 9:30 when we're serving breakfast. So they're only here in the morning, not typically all day. Now the girls, the ladies that come up and play cards, it's typically once a month, and it's usually mid-morning to like lunch-ish time.
Here's also my dilemma of it. We're both back in here in office, back here in the middle. I do a lot of talking with families. Anybody enters the building, most of the time you're gonna see my face. So I have to like hit the button and run down there as fast as I can to greet the parents. I also have a lot of confidential things that I talk to parents about. And I got to thinking that, you know, I come at 7:30. Obviously most parents have done dropped off, so I don't need to have that confidential talk. But if, say like the afternoon, people come pick up everything, I can pull parents actually in as soon as they're coming through the door into my office. We can talk, do things. I thought about when they play cards and stuff like that, I can come out of there, so that way they can have their own little space, their own little time, so I'm not stepping on their toes as well. We also have issues when we're both sharing a tiny little office space. When she's trying to talk on the phone, I'm trying to talk on the phone. You're basically almost having to whisper to the person on the phone, because if not, it is very, very loud. We're very confined where we're at. You walk in, you're basically on each other's toes. We're on top of one another. And then when we have families in there talking, or we have a sick child in there, we're stumbling upon everybody. So I've already thought about, 7:30 I come in, I don't have to go in there right away. I'll let coffee drinkers have their time. So that way I'm not interfering with anything. Once they leave, I can go in, do things I need to do that I normally do and everything. And then, I can talk to them when they want to do like their monthly card game, stuff like that. I can schedule all of my stuff around their stuff. And then that way they can also have their moment, their time, so I don't take that away from them.
You think?
I think that's free space. I have no issue with it, but I don't know if there needs to be more separation between the two, or between the groups. I don't know.
Do you want to talk to them first? I have not approached them at all or said anything, because, I don't want to upset them at all, and if it was a moot point, then why ask or have them even wondering about it?
I guess some of my concern is if she has her office in there, I don't know how much personal stuff she has in her office, but then we have other people in the office. Are they seeing stuff that they
The
shouldn't see?
confidential things.
Can they get in her drawers? Can they do different things like that? Not that I think the people that's there are gonna do that, but
Right,
that's still a
right.
security issue that,
And most of our cabinets too also have locks. So if I'm doing stuff like confidential papers and stuff like that, like our billing or whatever, like I can make sure like I'm not having it on my desk and stuff like that. So that way they're not seeing stuff they're not supposed to see. I also thought about if I go in there, I'd have my desk kind of like, I'd be facing forward to them like you guys, and my computer would be here, so nobody can be behind me seeing things as well. So I've also thought about the confidentiality, and when I'm not in there, whatever is confidential, my computer is always locked, and my stuff will always be locked up as well.
I'm not familiar with how the room is. I don't think I've ever been in there, so I can't,
It really is
can't
separated
relate.
like here, so if you walk into the door, the room is very open, and then there's a carpeted area over here. I think it was about 30 square feet is that area. And then there's an exit door right there. On that side, there's a window. Over here is the cabinetry with their dishes and things and their sink, and the stove up in that corner is where they have their
I guess,
coffee table and stuff like that.
I guess if you feel you can work around them, I have no issue with it, I don't think.
Yeah.
We can start out that way and see how it goes.
Who would we contact about doing that? Who would, like, do we go to Tina and be like, when they're playing cards, so we can schedule?
I don't think there's any given schedule. They
Okay.
kind of get to just use the room as they would like right now today, so there's really no schedule or no given things. And
Is it Wanda Johnson that, if you don't mind, I can just reach out to Wanda and make sure that that is something that's not going to upset them or anything, and,
that'd be good.
I mean, I've known Butch and Wanda for
Yep.
years and years, so.
And I think you're saying the coffee drinkers are in and out of there before you guys would get there.
They're in early, and then before the kids are having breakfast, they're usually done.
Okay.
I moved on to the good table.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Attorney's report, Judd.
There was
Copies of the post office.
a request to consider declaring 601 South Newton Street as surplus property and offering it for bid. And to do that requires a resolution where the two town designated employees, which can be you two, determine its value, what you think it's worth, and then it's offered for sale at the average of those two values. And it gets advertised for 60 days, and you can attach conditions to it. For instance, Jim discussed a stipulation where if whoever was the successful bidder, if they didn't build a residence for themselves for their own use within 3 years, it would revert back and the town could buy it back for the same purchase price, so that it didn't sit idle. The idea being we wanted a house built there. So you can attach conditions like that, but if there are any other conditions you would attach, you would let me know what you wanted advertised and I'll get them advertised. And then it gets advertised for 60 days, and we would have I think it was on the January 29th January 29th, 2026. It would be 60 days out. So bids would be accepted until then. It would be offered in an as-is condition. They wouldn't be required to give a down payment as part of their bid. We wouldn't do that. And then depending on who bids and how much they bid at the meeting in January itself, there can be further bidding among the people who had submitted bids. It goes on, the idea being to sell the property that night, if possible. But it needs to be declared surplus, and a value needs to be determined with a minimum bid and any stipulations in tonight's meeting.
So we need to pass the resolution first.
Yeah.
So I make a motion that we pass the resolution. Does this have the stipulation in it?
Not yet, but
Okay.
the stipulation would be
Okay.
the sale of the lot. On the sale of the lot, if it doesn't have an owner-occupied residence constructed and occupied by the owner within 3 years of the sale, then the town can purchase the lot back for the same price it was purchased for.
So I make a motion to pass this resolution with that stipulation.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
And the names of the town employees and the values that they want to put on those properties?
Do we say the properties out loud?
The value, sure, yeah, because I'm gonna take the average of the two for the newspaper.
So I guess I would put a value on it at $15,000.
Okay, so you put your name and your value there. And Jake would do the same drill. With whatever amount.
Yep.
I'm gonna put a value of 17,000 on the property.
So the sale price, the offering price would be 16,000.
Okay.
That'll be advertised in the paper, and I will make sure that the ad contains that stipulation, so it's cleared. on that, and then you guys can sign that.
So I have a question. What if the minimum bid isn't met?
Only the people who submitted any bids at all will be allowed to participate to bid up between who's ever present until they, and then just say it gets bid up to like $10,000. If they don't think, if the town council doesn't think that's sufficient, they won't sell it. If they do, they will. So it's not a one bid and you're done kind of thing. It's not like that. Okay. I need to hang on to that.
Is that the John Woods property?
Yes.
Okay, well, if I remember correct, one of the meetings, there was a fine put on that property. So would it be the fines plus the
No.
16? I might have missed if the fines have been taken off.
If the town purchased it and paid the fine.
Yeah,
So
Okay.
it's just whatever price of it, they own it now, so they're not gonna fine them.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know if that was the 16 plus
So where do
the
you go
fines
to do
still.
the auctioning thing, cause I think my son's going to it.
The instructions will be in the paper, but you'll submit the bid to the clerk treasurer in a sealed envelope with your bid, and those will be opened on the night of the bids are due in January.
In January, okay. I like.
Anything else on that? Then I was asked about, can the town restrict or prohibit wild animals in town? And you're allowed to have wild animals in an approved enclosure from the DNR, and I mean, they go through, I mean, you can have, no kidding, a polar bear if you wanted to, if you meet the
How many can you
containment.
have?
What's that?
How many can you have?
There's no limit on that.
But you can only have so many dogs and cats.
But that's up to DNR on that. But you can pass an ordinance that restricts it from this point forward that would apply to everybody despite the DNR permitting. So if you said,
nice not to have fox in town again.
if you said no wolves, for instance, from this day after you pass that ordinance, going forward, no one could have wolves, even if the DNR got a application to do it. I mean, you'd be amazed, the regulations are thick, but I checked with Josh Schoon,
Can we keep it down?
to see whether you could, you had the power to restrict it, and you do. So, so I don't know if it was just foxes that were the focus, or was it?
I think you,
I think so.
you want to do it for any kind of wild animal, in my opinion.
Okay. Do you want to see an ordinance that restricts all wild animals?
If we're gonna have an ordinance, I would.
And what would the penalty be, so I can draft, or I can leave a blank for a penalty, but it'll have a penalty associated with it. And what we do is we would amend the animal nuisance part of your nuisance ordinance, because that's already written and you got a structure for that. And you got a procedure on how to deal with that. So we'll just drop in an amendment to that section to say you can't have wild animals as defined by this Indiana Code section, including and probably a short list of the more popular ones around here.
Does that have a fine attached to it now?
It does, and maybe, I'll leave it, if we even need one, I'll leave it blank, and we'll see what's already there. I'll show you what's already there.
Okay.
But I'll have that ready to go in December then.
Okay.
And then this,
Say this loan resolution, I think, we got feedback this week of waiving our last part of the loan back to the county, and it sounds like today it's kind of changed a little bit, so I think we should wait and get clarification of that before we proceed with that resolution.
that was the only other thing that I had then.
Okay.
I got a question. Is there any way that we can rework the ordinance on animal control? Because Newton County says they won't service Goodland because of an ordinance that we have. But they'll do all the other towns in Newton County. So I don't know what that is, but they refuse to come to Goodland.
They say anytime that I have called because of the issue we had with the dog that bit the child right next to our house. And then we had to catch it with the help of Dylan and Dane to get rid of it. Poor thing, because it wasn't its fault. But all they would tell us every time was that Goodland has an ordinance that is stricter than what they can do, and so it's up to Goodland. That's all that's what they say.
tell me too. They won't go into
But they
detail.
will not come.
And our
Hey,
taxes
Gary.
pay into that.
They told me, just call Dylan.
Several years ago,
Right.
we adopted
Newton
Newton
County
County's
won't come
animal
here.
Right.
control ordinances. Do you remember that?
I believe we did, yes.
To my knowledge, the only thing that we've ever added for dogs is the vicious dog ordinance.
Correct.
We've never touched anything, so I don't know
Yeah.
why the county keeps saying that.
I don't
Keeps
either.
telling people that.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
We're playing at it.
To me, it's almost a commissioner
Yeah,
issue.
it's the tail wagging the dog.
We can take animals up to the shelter,
Right, but
but they will not, I get calls a lot, more known as the dog people, and which I'm fine with. Or I'll get a call saying, hey, do you know this dog? Or I'll get a picture of a dog, hey, do you know? Or hey, can you help? So, and they're right, but they tell me to call Dylan, and I'm like, Dylan's off duty or out of town or whatever. Listen, I have this dog. Oh, well, just bring it to us. That's crazy. Why aren't you coming into town? Now, one time they told us the only way they would come into town was if the animal was actively attacking a child. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's not
And
helpful.
that's been the result of that.
Their page even says reception in Goodland.
Yes, it does.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
that's crazy, because I'm sorry, but our taxes pay, and I mean, yeah, it might be pennies, but that's still, why are we
I'm gonna
paying
take a
for
look
a
at the
service we
ordinance
aren't
and maybe
paying?
talk to them,
Yeah,
see if we can,
maybe get it to
Find it.
jive.
yeah.
Well, Jake, that night, dog at your house, I had to take it to animal control that night, remember?
Yep. Yep. Okay. Anyone else got anything? You go ahead.
You guys told me to be back tonight about the 234 West Mill Street address.
Right, she doesn't have a UBO, but she got a letter from John stating that she needed to clean up.
Oh, right.
So she spoke last month and then told her to come back to let her know, to let you know what she's got done.
So I got the yard cleaned up behind the shed, the blue truck is gone. The Cadillac will be gone this Friday. And then I don't know what else. And the boat's moved, so onto pavement.
Okay.
I don't know if you've been by and seen it.
Oh, yeah. And a new dog cage.
Yep. Has to be an enclosed cage, so.
But there's a lot of work that needs to be done around that one.
That one's going to the junkyard. It's-
No, I mean, the one outbuilding we have back there with all the pipes and everything's around that.
Okay.
And,
The
tall
stuff that's
grass
on the
and
porch.
stuff.
I can get that.
Maybe another couple
Okay.
days on that.
And we don't have a UBO on it, but it sounds like you're
I'm trying.
doing great.
I'm trying. And I do have all the windows for it too, it's just, I don't have anybody to come out until February or March spraying it, so.
Okay. All right.
What was I
else?
gonna ask? I was gonna go to the county commissioners meeting Wednesday. Talk to them about maybe doing something with these dumpsters we have that's supposed to be for recycling. And see if they can't put some kind of a lid on them or something that where everybody can't throw all kinds of junk in them, because it just blows all over the place in some of these winds. Is it all right if I go there?
I have no issue with it from my point, because it does make a mess, but
Yep.
what needs to happen is control what's going in it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because they're putting garbage in
And
there
how
instead of
much them. Some
recycling.
of them just throw the lids back and go 2 or 3 feet higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to let you know I was wanting to do that.
Yep, I think you're good.
A couple things of good news. The Goodland Park and Rec Board is scheduled to put up Christmas lights and ornaments around town. this Thursday at 4:30, and we want to welcome anyone that wants to come and help us, bring some holiday cheer to the town, to come out and help us that night. We are meeting on the west side of the building, close to the gym and generator area. So
4:30?
4:30, yes.
All of the fire department meetings still?
We do.
Do we,
On what day? This Thursday. Yeah.
do we
I know
plan on testing lights at that time or pre-testing
No, I'm
them?
gonna try to come up either tomorrow or Wednesday, to see what we have
Okay.
working. And the other bit of good news is that Trinity Church Goodland campus is partnering with the Harvest Hangout to sponsor free play days for the community. Together, we're committed to providing safe spaces for families and offering services that support and strengthen our community. We're very proud of that. So for details on the special dates where you can go play for free, you can visit theharvesthangout.com or check out our Facebook page.
Excellent. Jackie?
I just have a follow-up question. Have you heard anything about I know we talked about, insurance on the fire department for cancer, strokes, heart attacks to get quotes on. Have you guys heard anything further?
No, I sent all
I
that
have not.
information to Jim Schoen, our insurance agent, like the council asked me to, and he never responded to me.
I haven't seen anything either.
I can reach out to him and see what he has to say.
I just wanted to see, just do a follow-up.
I have a question about the outlets in the gym along the wall where the bleachers are. None of them are working.
Okay, I think they are now, right?
They
Because
keep
you,
kicking off
oh, okay,
all the time.
yeah, the
I like to
breaker
get a
keeps
key and
blowing.
get in there on Wednesday so I can go flip the switch.
Which wall is
I think
it?
Tina asked the town guys
It's
to look
all of
into it.
the outlets that are on,
What box are they on, Dan?
One in the back room.
In the old bathroom?
It just keeps tripping.
Yep.
the reason I discovered it is because underneath the bleachers is horrendous to try to get underneath to clean. So I was trying to use the vacuum to get as far as I could get without getting on my hands and knees underneath the bleachers. Because they're really hard to clean under. And they're kind of a safety hazard, during the, events that are in there, because kids are all over them, pulling them out, jumping off them. When I'm here for the meals, I tell them, because I don't want to see a kid's head busted open when I'm sitting there, so, I don't know. It's kind of a liability.
All right, we'll see if we can figure out, see what's tripping them.
have two town guys, or?
You could probably get rid of them.
Yes.
I didn't see them.
One of them had a family issue to deal with today, so he couldn't be here.
Those outlets, though, they've been a problem for years. When I was on the parking board trying to show a movie, they just kick out all the time.
And it's on this wall,
South side and the west side.
south and west.
And where's the breaker?
We're back in the other part of the building, where you have to go out there by where the generator is and go in there. So it takes a key to get in there.
You know where that old bathroom's at down there, Gary?
Yeah.
On that old side? It's inside there.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything for town?
Sometimes it kicks right back off.
All right, if that, I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. So we had an incident at 2:45 in the morning where a dog had, for the second time, jumped our dog fence. We have an 8-foot high dog fence. I know where the dog belonged. I tried going and waking the owner up. She would not wake up. What would a recommendation be for that? Because I did talk to them the following day, and dogs get loose. Well, this particular dog, when it does get loose, it is a friendly dog for most of the time. It does end up with a 4 to 6 foot lead with it. So running through yards, it's gonna get caught.
That white one again?
The white shepherd. I believe it I do know it made it to county. It wasn't by me, but it made it to county. I don't know if it's been brought back into town, but 2:45 in the morning, my dog's flipping out who do I call?
The dog's not very nice.
I haven't had a problem. I went out, but I'm also a dog person. You're right, you're a dog person, but yours is different. I've gone up and maybe it was just because I was mad too, you know, I'm like, get over here, and he was like, you know, he did come over and he kind of teethed me, but he wasn't mouthing, he was just, he didn't try to bite me. And he let me take his collar and he went straight into my truck. So, but he came, I did hear that there was a fight that morning or something. I'm assuming it was the same dog. But what do we do?
Well, the immediate solution, especially if it's running loose, it's a nuisance and causing a problem, you know, is gonna have to be, Dylan's gonna have to talk to the owners. Now, hopefully, the long-term solution we're gonna work on is with animal control. So, we're gonna try and get on that first thing and see if we can solve that so that we have a little bit more
Yeah.
forceful backup.
So there was that and the foxes that keep into my house and get let out to the neighbors and
Well, they've been trying to get that. The last I heard, there was only one left. They did get it done. Very good.
Does anyone else have anything?
What was the
All right.
real quick on
I'm
the
gonna-
wild animal thing?
What's
I was
that?
trying to pay attention to the wild animal conversation. You guys were talking about for
He's
DNR.
gonna make a ordinance for it.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
gonna draft.
No wild animals or
Correct.
DNR approved.
No wild animals going forward.
Okay, well, I don't have any, that's why, but I did have a wolf mix at one point years ago. And that's why I was kind of curious.
Yep.
So,
Now, if it's a USDA certified breeder, it's no longer a wild animal, it's gone through 100 years of domestic. What is that policy going into?
I don't know, I
I
didn't
have a
research.
lavender. Not yet,
Yeah.
but she's waiting for me.
All right, I make a motion that if there's nothing else, we adjourn. We'll be up here signing documents.